Hey guys, I'm currently in a bothy called Dove's Hut in the Lake District near Haystacks and Fleetwood Pike. Just down the way is a very popular bothy called Hornscale Bothy. Now, let's talk about kit and equipment, specifically poles. Why should you buy a pair of poles? What's the benefit to you? And when looking at poles, what should you look out for? What should you avoid? And once you've got them, what's the most efficient way to use them? So before I start, I'll point out why I've taken my hand straps off. You may have noticed that. And the reason I'm making this point is because if it's the first time you've used poles, I advise that you do keep the straps on and actually use them. The benefits of hand straps means that actually once you put your hand up through the bottom and then grab the end of the pole, the handle, you can actually apply pressure, and the pressure sits on your wrist as opposed to you having to grip the pole tightly. It also means that when you're getting your map and compass out, you can just use your hands as you normally would, and the poles are attached to your wrists. I've taken mine off because I do a lot of winter and alpine mountaineering, and when I've got my ice axe in one hand and a single pole in the other, and as I'm zigzagging up the snowy slopes, I'm constantly swapping between the ice axe and the pole, swapping hands, ensuring that I'm keeping the ice axe in the uphill hand, which makes it a lot more efficient when it comes to ice axe arresting. And if I do have to ice axe arrest, what I don't want is the pole to be attached to my body and it's flapping about and smashing me in the face as I'm attempting to ice axe arrest. So, when you're buying a pole, what kind of things should you look out for? Well, if money permits, I advise you get a carbon fibre pole. It means that it's got a bit of flex to it, but it's extremely strong. If you get the aluminium ones, what you'll find is they do tend to bend and they can snap. Now, in terms of being able to adjust its length, I prefer actual clasps like this. They're a lot more robust. Some poles adjust their length by rotating a rotating mechanism. These tend to fail over time. Now, why do you want to adjust the length of the pole? Well, this leads into the most efficient way to use the pole. When you are hiking and you're holding your pole, you want this right angle and you want your forearm to be parallel with the ground. This is the optimal position to use poles. Now, what that does mean is if you're going uphill, in order to still create that right angle, you need to shorten the pole. And then when you're descending, you need to lengthen the pole. Now, mine only has one means of adjusting its length, and there's not much difference in it. And that's because there's an extendable grip going down from the tip of the pole. And what this means is I can adjust my hand position on the fly so that on one side it might be a bit lower, so I'll grab it here. On the other, it might be a bit higher, so I can just grab it here. Now, in terms of the benefits of poles, they provide you with stability. I've got 4 points of contact. It allows you to test boggy area. If you do need to, get over a bit of a boggy area or a little bit of a stream perhaps, you can use it as almost a vault to give you that extra few inches. Because they provide that 4 points of contact, they minimise the chance of actually spraining your ankle. So they are a preventative measure. But if you do sustain an injury, it means that you can actually use them as a makeshift crutch, if you like. And as a mountain leader, when I'm taking novices in the mountains, if they were to injure themselves, not only have I got my pair, but I've also got another pair that I can give to someone else. Now, because I do a lot of international mountaineering abroad, I have this style that actually folds up. So this means that it keeps the baggage handlers happy at the airports. It means I can put it inside my day sack or actually inside my hold luggage. But I do recommend these. If you're interested in which ones I use, these are the Lecky Makulu FX Carbon. Highly recommend these. I've had loads of different poles and these are the best ones I've ever had.